Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. Kind of a good one. Not the Pacific Airshow. And we're going to cover the fact that there's no time for bystanders right now. So before I get into it, please take a second, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join the email list because one just went out today. So you don't want to miss that. But let's get right into it, guys. The first things first is Jane Fraser, the CEO of Citibank, had a meeting, all hands on, with managers saying, hey, listen, you know, we're going to have some big changes. We're going to cut back. We're going to restructure right now to maintain profitability moving forward. And there are no time for bystanders. So if you have weak links in your staff, get rid of them. Time to go. Time to go. No time for bystanders. I am telling you this, guys. You're going to see this more and more, where you're going to have managers that are absolutely sick and tired of the, the weak links. Oh, you don't want to come into the office anymore? Bye. You don't want to go with the plan. You don't want to cut back, cut expenses, trim your team. Goodbye. You're going to see managers lose people. You're going to see bank staffs cut, branches closed. It's going to be major, major changes as far as Citigroup. And, you know, Jane Fraser said, as I walked by the Airshow, Jane Fraser said that she's convinced that the Fed is going to raise interest rates in November. And we need to get ourselves ready for that and plan on that. Well, mortgages, car loans, personal loans, credit cards, they're all going up, guys. And again, no time for bystanders right now. So you need to make arrangements for this and understand that there's going to be big changes right now. So, you know, gosh, this is crazy, guys. You're going to see this more and more. She also referenced Brian Moynihan, who works at Bank of America. He's the CEO. He's talking about how, hey, listen, they're predicting a recession, but they think it'll be manageable. I love that. Things are going to be manageable. Interest rates are going to go up. You're going to pay more for everything, but it's going to be manageable because you won't have a job. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far because it's crazy. I have to be the first one to say this, though. The Airshow's ruined this year, guys. This used to be the greatest event. You used to be able to walk to the water and look at this, and now they added a fence. So you want to walk beyond the fence, you need to buy your ticket online, $30 a person, and oh, you got stuff to carry? Good. Carry it in. Yeah, no in and out, just take your stuff in one time. Crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy, absolutely incredibly expensive, but you know, all good things come to an end. So the Pier, charging for that. Let me show this to you. Well, guys, a little different. It used to be totally open to the beach, and now it's not. Now if you want to stand close to the water, it's $30. The young lady upstairs misspoke, said it was $25. But check this out, guys. Look at this. You used to be able to no access to the beach this year, guys. One thing that's crazy this year is the Pier is not free anymore. You got to pay for the Pier, guys. So the Pier, $50. You want to walk on the Pier? $50. Now, the other thing that's also crazy is that the beach is closed now. So you want to go, you got to pay $25. See the area out there? We'll walk out there, but you got to pay $25 to walk on the beach right now and have a spot in the sand. So there's no more just pulling up at 5 a.m. in the morning and having a spot. It's just done. You got to pay for everything. Okay? Paratroopers are falling. Lots going on. A lot more to cover, guys. it's kind of funny because they have a theme. Redefining the airshow experience, yes, by ruining it, by putting a fence up so you can't see. I'm telling you guys, think about this. Hey, let's just load the car up with kids. Let's go down to the airshow and watch it. Nope, not this year, guys. Not this year. I can poke my head through the fence. You know what I mean? Guys, this is awful that they did this. This is awful. So we get to stand back here and wait, and maybe we'll see something. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely terrible that they did this. The Fed has a personal gauge that they like to watch when it comes to inflation. Personal consumption expenditure. Inflation's going in the right direction. No, it's not. One thing that people hate to talk about is inflation. And we have the latest numbers from August, and it went up 0.4%. So bad, catastrophic, the complete wrong direction right now. So with that, you're seeing more and more people that are being affected by it. You're seeing fuel costs through the roof, food costs through the roof, but this is what people are paying for things right now. Rents are still high, mortgages are still high. The Fed is going to raise interest rates. You're going to see that. New York just had a flash flood warning, which they haven't had in a long time. LaGuardia Airport was shut down at certain areas yesterday because of all the flooding, which we haven't had, forever. Now, here's the thing. Living in California, you've got the desert communities, the hills and things like that. They have these flash flood warnings, and you don't risk it. You don't drive there because it can rain quickly. You can get inches of rain inside of a short period of time and then flood everything. These people in New York trying to drive through it, they're getting stuck. I'm sure you've seen the videos, but it's crazy. So all this stuff that people just don't want to listen to, it's a real letdown that they put this fence up here this year, guys. It really is. It really has destroyed the whole experience. It really has. So share your thoughts so far on this stuff. Let me know. No time for bystanders, guys. Remember that. One thing that's funny is that the Detroit Auto Show last week, they announced and brought out the prototype from a Leaf Aeronautics, which is the world's first flying car. And people were mesmerized by the Model A flying car. $400,000, and you could, you can have a flying car. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. When people have it, but there's going to be some jackass in your neighborhood, I've said this before, who's going to own the first flying car. And did you hear about Ted that crashed into Stacy's house? You're going to hear that, okay? Look at these things, how they're just flying by. Isn't that cool? So yeah, your world's first flying car. So does somebody fly to the air show? Okay. Let me know, guys. One thing that's funny is, the United Auto Workers are talking about how you're going to take a huge hit on the price of cars because of the strike. Who cares, guys? If you've walked through a Ford dealership at any time over the course of the last few weeks, you will see that there's nothing but inventory. If you are foolish enough to buy a new car right now, enjoy. They say that prices are going to go up 10%. No one believes that. No one that's ever walked into a car lot. You could have a child negotiate a deal for a car right now. You could bring a contract with it in a dog's mouth right now, and they'd probably accept it. Speaking of inflation, you've got Girl Scouts. Girl Scout cookies are going from $5 to $6 a year. I remember when they were $2 and $3. You guys remember that? Here's the thing. My daughter was the president of her troop. My daughter won the Juliet Low Award for Girl Scouts. My daughter was up there with Girl Scouts. But the thing that I did not know until it was all done was that she worked her tail off selling those cookies. Absolutely. And the troop would make something like 25 cents, 20 cents a box. I thought they were making a few bucks a box. No. So when you see those kids, you know, slaving away and you want to pay a little extra, do that. Give them a 10 spot for that box of cookies and give the rest to the troop, because they're making no money on that. So share your thoughts on that stuff. Plus, it looks like, remember the rapper Tupac Shakur? He got killed in 1996 in Vegas, got shot down, but guess what? It looks like that they caught a guy, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, was arrested for conspiracy to commit murder. So 27 years later, they arrested Dwayne Keefe D. for the, murder of Tupac Shakur. People are like, huh? Who's he? Okay? He's great. He was buddies with MC Hammer. Just remember that. Just remember that, okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Wow. Here in California, they just passed the law to pay fast food workers $20 an hour. Governor Newsom just signed that into, law. So I am telling you, you're going to see more automation. You're going to see slower service, higher prices, a little bit of everything, guys. I'll get a little closer so you guys can get better shots of the planes in a little bit, but you're going to see a lot more expenses. United Airlines just steps forward and they signed a deal with their pilots and averted a strike and are paying them a $10 billion deal. The pilots over the course of the next 4 or 5 years are going to make 40% more, and it's going to cost the company $10 billion. So I think your tickets for flying are going to go up. Yeah, they are. But again, I'd rather have a more experienced pilot than somebody that was just assigned the job because they're trying to meet some quota. Okay? So share your thoughts on that stuff. Wow, the Trump jet. Here's what's fascinating to me, and I've talked to you guys about this time and again, and that is how we get all this conflicting news. And the conflicting news is that you hear, hey, inflation goes up, and then you get Janet Yellen saying, see how great it is that inflation is stopping? It went up 0.4%. The gauge went up, and they're trying to say this is what makes the stock market go up. Okay, well, 5 Point, the hedge fund that's ran by Dan Loeb, think about this, guys. The slump that they're in is unbelievable. The story below is amazing. They are down 22% for the year. That's where I want to put my money. So you're seeing this over and over and over again, that we're getting all these different signs that things are a problem right now. You've got mortgages well above 8% right now. And again, the average person, guys, doesn't have an 830 FICO score. They don't have 40% down in their house. They're barely squeaking by, and they can't afford these payments. So many people are house poor right now. It is unbelievable, and it is a huge problem that's only going to get worse. And when you talk to the foreclosure experts, and I talked to a few of them yesterday, it's getting worse and worse and worse and more precarious. And then I get people that say, foreclosures aren't going up right now. Yeah, they are, guys. Yeah, they are, and you're seeing more high-end foreclosures. Maybe not in your city, but you're seeing huge priced homes that are going to go down for the count. Now, I don't want to bore you with the government shutdown story, but for those of you that want to know exactly what shut down with the government shutdown, I found a great article and it's below, and it'll talk about the main things that are going to not happen during this time. And let the fear-mongering begin, where they're going to, don't worry, you're not going to get paid, and grandma's going to starve, and we're going to shut your lights off. No. But one thing that's crazy right now is you're going to see, it looks like the largest healthcare strike ever is going to take place, and that's with Kaiser Permanente this week. So if they don't work out a deal between now and Wednesday, they're going to have the world's largest healthcare strike ever. And it's over pay, it's over time, it's working conditions, it's everything. But every healthcare worker that I've talked to, every single one of them, they don't even have to work for Kaiser. They are miserable right now. They are treated horribly, they're not respected, they're underpaid, and just not given what they should have gotten, especially during, the health crisis. We never get political on this channel, but here's some political news for you guys. Dianne Feinstein passed away, longtime senator of California, longest running female senator. She passed away yesterday. It looks like Robert Kennedy Jr. is going to run as an independent, which is interesting, to say the least. And Elon Musk went to the border to go check it out himself and posted videos from there. Any of you guys see that stuff? Because that's interesting, to say the least. Okay? The problem with news like this is, hey, the government's shutting down. Do you know we're not going to get our, data on the economy fast enough, so investors will be on their own. Investors are on their own right now. If you trust any of this information that comes from the government right now, you are sniffing glue right now. So nothing is real, nothing is the way it's supposed to be, nothing. Okay? Bank of America is talking about how this is a major concern. Think about this. You're going to see places like Toys R Us reopen. Who wants that? Who wants to sit there and say, hey, look, kids, we need to go to a Toys R Us store, and they're going to open up Toys R Us stores, listen to this, at airports and on cruise ships. What genius came up with that one? So, it never, surprises me, the stupidity of people with money. Oh, what we'll do is we'll go to airports and open up a Toys R Us, because that's exactly what I want to do when I fly someplace, is load up with crap and toys, and let's get the wagon while we're here. Think about that, guys. It's insane, absolutely insane. With all these crowds, one thing that you can count on is come October 1st, student loan payments have to start again. So for those of you out there that are worried about that, time to worry. Guess what happens in a government shutdown with student loan payments? You still have to make them. So they anticipate that 40% of the people that have those student loans will not make the payments. They anticipate that 68% said they never prepared to make those payments. So 40% aren't going to make the payments, 68%. Sounds like a lot of people aren't going to be paying their bills come October 1st. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. But I'll get a little closer for you guys and get some better shots in a minute. finish this video with this last story. And one thing that I get a kick out of is people talk about solar energy and how everybody should go solar. Okay, well, there's a great story out of Time magazine about how many people have bought solar energy from companies that are now defunct and they're out of business. And I, for one, worked at Solar City, and one thing that was fascinating was when I had questions about warranties and length of times that certain things would last, people would sit there and go, do not talk about that, Dan. You're really spoiling the mood when you talk about that. I'm like, well, you got to get realistic with this stuff. And the problem with it is that so many people have bought stuff that the company's gone out of business and they have a 20 and 30 year lease on the product. I want to show you guys this card as I finish this up. Isn't that beautiful? So you got a 20 and 30 year lease on these solar panels and the company's out of business and you can't service it. One thing that's funny is as I look for a house right now, and I'm not going to buy a house before anybody sends me any more hate mail about follow your own advice. But when I look at houses and they have solar panels and I start asking questions about the way that they paid for it, if there's any money owed on the solar, think about this. They have a lease on the house and you buy that house, you own that lease payment. That's unfair, but there have a tremendous amount of people that have bought solar from companies that have gone out of business. Spruce Solar, all these different companies. Read the story below. But the problem with it is that they're not as efficient. Isn't that crazy? It's like a war zone. Anyways, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And email me, hello@iAllegedly. And don't forget to join the email list. Use this right here. Onward and upward, guys. I'll see you real soon.